Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Hey everybody, the other day we saw Skyscraper, the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. So of course we had to see it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the man who can make more movies than Marvel every year. So Aiden, what is the plot of Skyscraper?
There's a big ass building, literally the biggest building ever to exist. And The Rock is a fire inspector with one leg.
He's a security in this guy who got certified to certify giant buildings, and they got him because he was half the price of anyone else, so he gets to live there.
He's the cheap one, and he gets to live there for a little bit with his family, his wife and daughter and son. And some terrorists blow up the building for some reason to start it on fire so that they can, because they're Russian mobsters who the Chinese guy owed money to, and so to get revenge on him for not paying them the money, they blow up his building and start it on fire. And then for some reason the cops think The Rock started it on fire. I don't really understand why, because he was just like there, and then they're like, okay, well, clearly you're the guy who started the fire. And then the Rock goes in and he kicks a bunch of terrorists off the building and saves his family from the fire because they're right above it. Because, you know, it's a movie and that stuff has to happen.
Good point.
And then he puts out the fire. Well, his wife does, because she turns the tablet on and off again, and then it fixes it. Which is a really, really solid ending, because the writer couldn't think of any other thing to do.
Well, they made that clever mention at the start, like, sometimes you just turn it on and off and it works. It's like, okay, it's not always the case. You know, you break a car, you crash your car and total your engine. You don't just turn the shit on and off and it works. You get shot in the face, you don't just sleep it out, sleep it off, you know. But anyways.
But yeah, in the end, the Rock. So Connor, what do you think of the Skyscraper?
So in the end, The Rock. So Connor, what did you think of Skyscraper? I thought the Skyscraper was a horrible movie. I thought it sucked. What I was hoping for was Die Hard remake with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and honestly, what it was a very shitty Die Hard remake. Barely. The Rock's in a building. The Rock jumps 25 feet off of between horizontal between the crane and the perfectly horizontal building.
Even if he managed to make the jump, grabbing onto the windowsill would literally snap his arms.
The
out
Rock
of his socket.
didn't have very good meme moments. The Rock is The Rock in the movie, as you expect. He's The Rock, like he always
got
is.
the one character.
He's The Rock.
He plays charisma, man.
He plays The Rock, and he doesn't do the best Rock I've ever seen in this movie. It seems like he's like, oh, I just got off a long day of what is that crappy movie, Jumanji? I got off of a long day of Rampage. I'm really tired, and they're like, it's time to film your Skyscraper scenes. He's like, Ricky put down the bomb, and then like he loses a leg, and he's running around and he's doing all this bullshit. And it's gay as fuck. In Die Hard, you know what made Die Hard cool? Bruce Willis went around and killed a bunch of people. Bruce Willis goes around butchering motherfuckers. Hans Gruber's ass gets smoked. This movie, it's like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's like, I'm innocent, so now I gotta go. And then he like does a 1,000,000-foot jump. And it's like, okay, this movie's just gay. It's beyond my sense of disbelief. The plot of this movie is so fucking retarded. It's ridiculous, really. Like, it's just genuinely so fucking dumb. I would say this movie's unbearable. It's probably the worst Rock movie I've seen in a long time. I thought it really fucking sucked. It was really boring. It really sucked. There's no real upsides. Normally The Rock's got a couple funny memes, and he's got so much charisma, but I don't know if it's Rock fatigue. Like, if Rampage came out after this, but I think Rampage is worse. But Rampage still had The Rock memes. The problem is, I think part of it's that I've seen too much Rock. But, I mean, in Rampage, it was funny because he goes around, he's like, George, you need to calm down. And he's just, it's funny.
Well, Rampage was hilarious because he was like...
Because he was a dog
fucking out
fucker.
Dogs.
He was a dog fucker in that movie. That's
I
what made
like
it
dogs
funny.
a lot more than I like women.
No, it's weird. But in this movie, he just wasn't particularly weird. He was just kind of like, I'm a bored family man. It felt like someone was like, let's make a less exciting version of Die Hard. Because at the end of the day, watching this movie, it's like, yeah, I'd rather just watch Die Hard. I wish I was watching Die Hard. So, Aiden, what do you think of this movie?
This movie is Die Hard without balls. Because in Die Hard, it's... The thing about Die Hard is that there's like all those moments where it's like Bruce Willis has got fucking balls, you know, he shoots people with flames coming out of a deodorant stick and kills them, and he steps through the glass and there's like blood, and then he like drops Alan Rickman off the side of the building and stuff, and like there's cool shit happening and it's badass. And in this movie, The Rock will like punch people twice and knock them out, and then run around going, I need to save my kids. And there's a couple of moments that are kind of goofy, but for the most part, the movie is just like really safe, by the numbers, boring, Die Hard knockoff, like Die Hard without soul, basically. And even though they had The Rock in it, they don't utilize him to his full potential.
No.
He doesn't flex anything off. He never...
Yeah, The Rock doesn't meme it up hard enough, because part of it is that you look at The Rock, even in a movie where he tries to play a serious character, it's like, I'm not really going to take this all that serious, I'm going to just do it. The Rock's a working man. He goes in, he does his fucking 9 to 5 on the movie set, and leaves. He's like, I'm gonna do this the way The Rock does this. Yeah. I'm gonna live this character. He's a method actor in the way that any character could be written any way. The Rock could play it, and The Rock's like, I'm a method actor. In other words, the method is that I always play the exact same character no matter what's fucking written. The Rock's a criminal. He plays it like The Rock. The Rock's a family man. He plays it like The Rock. The Rock's a dog fucking zookeeper. He plays it like The Rock. But in this movie, the script, I think, was just so flat and boring that The Rock just had no Rock moments. There's no Rock moments.
There's nothing to grab onto for The Rock. There's no moment where he flexes something off. Like, okay, there's a scene where he drops his family in an elevator, but they just like... The elevator just gets to the bottom.
Maybe
and
the fact that The Rock is such a Mary Sue, he can jump 125
what if the
feet
scene
across
was like
the
he
way?
cuts the rope with the axe, and then he grabs the rope with his bare hands, and it like scrapes across, and he's like, I gotta save my family. And then it stops, and it shows it like swing like 2 inches from the ground. Or
even
something.
Better. What they should have done is the elevator's ahead, the elevator's above, and then breaks, and he sees it, and he dives and grabs the wire with one hand, and then he's hanging off with the other.
Oh, the Winter Soldier.
The Spider-Man.
The Captain America.
Yeah, kind of like that, but I think they did that shit in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Because it makes me laugh harder in Captain America because it's so awkward. Cause it's just like,
and then he like, I like how he like switches hands too,
so that he
it's
can
like,
do a different muscle pose.
Yeah, no. Captain America's was straight up. They're like, we gotta get you beefcaking up for them Chinese ladies. Shout out all our Chinese lady audience. All 0 of you. Don't think we got many of them. But
well, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, honestly, I think I'd never seen The Rock. I don't know if The Rock's done the Winter Soldier yet. The Captain America Winter Soldier.
This movie either needed to be edgier or...
Dude, imagine not being able to move your helicopter. Like, you're trying to, like, move it. You're like, why the hell can't I move? And then you just see Captain America, and he's like, ugh. He's, like, switching
This movie either needed to be edgy like the real Die Hard, or it needed to go full retard like a real Rock movie, but instead it was kind of just, like, a generic movie about a burning skyscraper, and it was boring. So, Connor, what did you think of Skyscraper?
Wait, did I say what I thought about it, or...
Oh, what did you recommend, Skyscraper?
No. It's honestly one of the worst Rock movies I've seen in a long time. I've just wanted to say that, because all Rock movies are bad. If you're talking objective. Oh. if you're talking objectively, every movie The Rock's ever made is bad. But if I'm saying honestly, I would have liked it to be a good movie. I mean, for The Rock standards. Let's start that over. This movie wasn't good, even by The Rock standards. The Rock makes shitty movies. We want The Rock charisma. We don't got The Rock charisma. You know, The Rock phones this one in. That's what it is. I would not recommend this movie. Aiden, would you recommend this movie?
This movie is fairly mediocre. I probably wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend Ant-Man, which is also in theaters right now, well over this. It's just, I don't know.
Dude, I'd recommend Furious 7, dude.
Oh my god.
Peak
Furious
Kino
7
for
is
The
the
Rock.
best movie.
Even Rampage,
Ever.
dude. It's probably still in theaters. It movie's like a week and a half old, you know? It's been a while, dude. It's been about a week since Skyscraper came out. Shit, when are we gonna get the new, when are we gonna get that new Dwayne movie? The Rock Johnson.